Hello, I'm so glad you can join me today. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. Today, I am making you a healthy snack or maybe a healthy breakfast, however you want to have it. But we're making today some zucchini muffins, and I'm going to make these as healthy as I possibly can. Now, sometimes in the morning when you get up and you are rushing to get out the door, you don't have enough time to make breakfast. So you'll sometimes grab anything that you can get so you can have something to eat before you start work. Well, I'm going to show you a way. We're going to make some muffins today that you can freeze. And I do this sometimes. I make these muffins, I freeze them, and sometimes when I'm leaving for work, I just take a muffin and you just put it in a microwave and just heat it back up, or put it in the oven, and you can have a healthy breakfast before you start your day. Now, what I'm going to be making is zucchini muffins, and here I have a zucchini, and I need 2 cups of zucchini, so I'm going to go ahead and grate this. Now, if you have a small zucchini, you probably need 2, but for this one, I know I'm just going to need 1 because it's big, and you grate it on this side of the grater right here. So I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to go ahead and grate this zucchini to get me, so I can get 2 cups. This time of the year, there's a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables, so sometimes you have so much zucchini you don't know what to do with them. So this is a way that you can use some of your zucchini. You make zucchini muffins and zucchini bread. I'm making muffins today, but next time I'm gonna make bread, which is basically made the same way. It's just that you're gonna put it in a pan instead of bread pan instead of muffin pans. That would be the only difference. Okay. So let's see. We need 2 cups. And that is just about it, guys. 2 cups. I don't need that little piece there. 2 cups. Okay. So let's get started on making our muffins. So I have my 2 cups of zucchini, which we're just going to rest aside for now. Over here, I have 2 cups of flour that I started to sieve. You're going to sieve your flour. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all my dry ingredients and add here. So over here, I have 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, a 1/4 teaspoon of allspice, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So I am just going to add that all in here. I have over here 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Add that in there. And I have 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And I'm going to add that in here. Over here, I have some walnuts. And I'm going to add these walnuts to here. Now, you don't have to add walnuts. You can add any fruits and anything that you want to add, you can add. And these are just a few walnuts that I have left over. So I'm just going to throw those in there. And these will leave a little bit for the top. Over here, not that one, over here I have like 1/2 cup of oatmeal. So these are old-fashioned oatmeal. I'm going to put that in there because we're trying to make this as healthy as we can. And I don't have any raisins, but I so happen to have some cranberries, some dry cranberries. So I'm going to add this in there. Now remember, when you're making zucchini bread, the nuts are optional, the walnuts are optional, the cranberries are optional, and the oatmeal are optional. I add those because I wanted that extra vitamins and so on in there, but you don't have to add those if you don't want to. You can add just raisins, you can add whatever you want to add, okay? Those are optional. I just add those in there. So I'm gonna just rest this aside for a minute. And now I am going to start on my wet ingredients. In this bowl, I'm going to add 1 cup of brown sugar. You can use any kind of sugar that you want, brown sugar. I have 2 eggs. I'm going to break my eggs. Oops. and add 2 eggs to that. Let me rinse my hand. And I have my mixer here that I'm gonna give this a little mix. Over here I have, now this recipe calls for a 1 cup of vegetable oil, but I switched my vegetable oil and I put half a cup of coconut oil and I put half a cup of olive oil. You can use oil, whatever oil you want, your preference. It does call for vegetable oil, but I don't want to use vegetable oil, so this is coconut oil and olive oil. I'm gonna add all that to this, and I'm just gonna get it some mix right here. I'm gonna mix this for a few minutes, and then I'm gonna add this to my dry ingredients. So I use my hand mixer to blend the sugar and so on faster. You can just mix it up or use a hand mixer, it's up to you. Here is the sugar and the eggs and the oil that I mixed up. Now what I'm gonna do over here is my dry mixture here. Let me just mix it all up together. I'm gonna add now all that wet mixture to here, and I almost forgot to add my this recipe called for a little vanilla extract, like 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and I don't have a lot here in the bottle, so I'm just gonna finish it up by just pouring all of that in there. It's not very strong, so I'll pour that in there. And I just mix it in really good. Good. And this is all mixed up. So now I'm going to empty this, my wet ingredients in here. And you know my wet ingredients is just eggs, sugar, vanilla extract at the end, and 2 eggs. Let me get a scraper so I can make sure I get all this stuff out of here. Can't afford to leave any. Can't afford to leave that good stuff in there. See, it's a lot. And now I'm just going to combine this. This is all you're going to do. Just combine it all together. Mix it in well by just combining it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my zucchini. Sometimes people squeeze the liquid out of this. You do not need to squeeze the liquid out of this because you need the liquid to help keep your zucchini bread moist. So you're going to put the whole thing in there and then mix it in well. Keeps the bread nice and moist. And this is what you do when you have zucchini. You make yourself a nice treat. And guys, this does not taste like zucchini. Trust me. The vegetable that you eat, this does not taste like that. This tastes completely different. This is good. If you put this in the freezer and then you let it thaw, say maybe you take one down the night before because you know you're going to have it in the morning. And when you get up in the morning and you put it inside of the oven, it comes back out nice and got that crunchy, crispy top, just like that. I mean, it's fine if you put it in the microwave too. It's not going to be crispy, but if you want it nice and crunchy at the top, you can put it back in the oven. Okay, so now my zucchini is all ready to go in my pan. So let me do that. Okay, so over here I have a muffin pan. And I have here some little muffin cups. So I'm going to put these in here. Now you don't have to grease this pan if you're going to use these cups. Now if you don't have these, you don't happen to have these, you can go ahead and spray your pan with whatever kind of spray you have. You can go ahead and spray your pan. But I find that when you put the cupcakes directly in the pan, sometimes it's hard to get them out. So I use these. I find they're easier to come out. So I use these instead. I probably wouldn't use all of these. So I'll just put those in there and put these on the side. So what I have here is a ice cream scoop, and I like to take my muffins out with the ice cream scoop because then you can take the right amount out. So go in there. And I'm gonna put a little more on there because I like my muffin. I like a big muffin. I don't like a little tiny muffin. So if you like me that like a big muffin, you can, or if a small one is enough for you, then you can fill all the pans. And that's it, guys. So let me rest this over here, and now what I'm gonna do, move this from here. So you have your muffins. You can take some walnuts, especially if you're a person that like walnuts, and you can just sprinkle a couple of your walnuts at the top. By the time you're done, you look like if you just went to the store and bought these. See, put some sprinkles on my top, and then you can top it off with a couple oatmeal, old-fashioned oatmeal at the top. Just sprinkle a little bit at the top, make it look. Oatmeal is very good for you. You don't just have to drink it in the morning, you can eat it in other ways. So we have some oatmeal in there, and now we're gonna have some at the top. Cutie, cutie, cutie. And that's it, guys. You want to clear anything from around there because you don't want anything burning on the outside. And that's it. So I am going to put these in my oven at 375 for 20 minutes. I will check it, and then I will be back to let you see the finished results. So muffins, oops. So our muffins are finished. Check them out. They look nice. They're nice and big. Now altogether these muffins took 30 minutes because I tested them at 20 minutes and they were still a little bit soft on the inside because there was a lot in the pan. So I put it back in again for another 10 minutes. So altogether 30 minutes. So let's go ahead and try our muffins. They look nice. Let's see how they taste and if they are nice and moist. See how easy this peels off? Okay, so I'm gonna break it in half because I want you to see the inside. Now I know from just pressing it how soft it is that it is nice and moist. It's not dried out. Look at that, look. See, guys? Nice and moist. That's how you want your muffin. So let me taste it for you. This is the best part. I always get to taste it. Wish you guys were here to taste it, but I have to taste it for you. This is perfect. It is moist. It is good. It is not too sweet. So if you don't like your muffin like too sweet, it is not too sweet. If you like a very sweet muffin, you can add a little, maybe another half a cup of sugar in there. But the way this is, I think it's just perfect. It is good. This is really good. When I tell you it is good, it is good. I'm not just saying that because if I make a recipe and I don't like the way it came out, I'm not gonna put it on camera for you guys to see. So when I taste something that I made and I tell it is really good, trust me, it is really good. I know my food and I know my food tastes good. This muffin is nice and it's moist. You have your oatmeal in there, walnuts in there, some cranberries in there. You have your zucchini, 2 cups of zucchini, and it is nice and moist. Just follow the recipe exactly how I did it, and you're gonna have the perfect muffin. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I had fun making these muffins, and I hope you have fun making some of these for your family. Make some, put them in a Ziploc bag, put them in the freezer, and in the morning on the way out to work, grab a muffin, get your coffee, and you're all set until lunchtime. Don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up and press that bell icon. Until